Mendini. G'day folks, Lucas Welsh here, and today we're bringing you this gem. This, my fine furry friends, is a Mendini by Cecilio MV650. Yeah. You know, I'm stuck. I'm a little stuck. Okay? I want to hate this violin. I do. Just on principle. And I can't. I just can't. Now, I want to just run a disclaimer here that I'm not going to suggest that every one is good. Okay? And I've had a lot of these come through that were garbage. But this one here is sporting some nice ebony pegs with a little Parisian eye. I mean, it's you know, it's solid wood. Ebony tailpiece, a solid ebony fingerboard and nut. Okay, it's the bridge was set like this when it came to me, but the action was atrocious. I mean, we're talking like half an inch off of the fingerboard. I couldn't figure out why. It's got some flame in the back, you know, and it's definitely not you know, sprayed on or airbrushed in or anything. It's actual flame, so it's actual maple. Now I'm looking on the inside and I'm going, well, it could still well be a veneer. I don't know. I haven't looked the spec up on this, okay? I didn't even give it that much thought. But the purfling looks like it's real. I think. Yeah, I'd suggest it's real. It's got a nice little top on it, you know, it's got some flame in the back. Now the back I'm just looking at as I'm talking to you guys here. And you know, I'm trying to see. No, that's solid wood. So it's a solid wood outfit. It's maple back and sides with some nice flame. And a spruce top. This is the MV650. Okay, I did read a little bit about these MV500s and 650s. I don't know if they make them anymore. I didn't quite get that far. But they have, you know, a little bit of a reputation for being okay. And after a setup with this, I do agree that it's not bad. This is by far not the worst student fiddle that I've had come through. What I will say is that you got to really watch the fingerboards on these, okay? So on a violin fingerboard, it's not like a guitar where there's a truss rod in the neck that can adjust your relief. That's the bow in it. And you have to have a little bit of relief in order for when you put your finger down for it to be in tune and for it not to vibrate up here at the top. Okay, now I couldn't figure out, it only took me a second, but it stumped me for a second when I went to, you know, I took everything apart, I fit the feet of the bridge a little better, and I go to put a pencil on top of here and mark where the bridge should be cut. And it was like right on with where the bridge had been cut. But the action was gross. So I immediately went to my straight edge and I checked the relief in here, and it was no word of a lie. There was like at least 6 to 7 millimeters of relief in between the middle of the fingerboard and the straight edge. And it was all up here at this, in this area here. It was like they scalloped this all out nice and then just feathered it real quick out into the top here and left it super high. So you couldn't get an action, because if you lowered it, it would be bottoming out on the top of the bridge, or on top of the fingerboard here. So we had to clean up this fingerboard a little bit. And I mean, it only took me 10 minutes. I didn't do a full fret, a full dress on this fingerboard. I just dressed the top end here and then cleaned everything up. I adjusted the pegs. The pegs were not fit great, so I adjusted the pegs to fit this and everything, and I set the sound post. And then I don't have nothing fancy on here for strings. I've got a set of Prim strings on here, and honestly, because they're kind of the cheapest string that you can buy, almost, that's halfway's okay, and it sounds pretty good. Like I say, I've played on a lot worse. I've heard a lot worse than this. Buyer beware, okay? If you see these fiddles and the action is really, really high, grab a straight edge and put it on there and check. So you're going to grab a straight edge, put it up against the nut, not on top of the nut, up against the nut, and go up to the end of the fingerboard. And there should be, a millimeter or so worth of gap in the middle here. That's like super rough, not by the book, not nothing. That's where it should be, in and around there. If it's way more, then you're gonna have to have somebody dress the fingerboard, okay? And I don't even know what the price of these is. I don't know if you can get them anymore. They're Mendini, so we know they're not crazy high, but they could be worth looking for a student instrument. Like I say, some of the cheap Mendinis, they're just not worth it, okay? This one must be a little better quality because the tone is decent. It's got some flame in the back, solid woods, ebony, 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 ebony. For what it's worth. There's my 2 cents on the Mendini MV650. This one's a decent student instrument. I'd be happy to have a student playing on something like this. Okay? So, there's my 2 cents. Cheers.